It's Real Fit Radio with B
and J.LOU.
If this is your first time listening, welcome. And if you're a returning listener, welcome back.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Relax. When you try to control everything, you enjoy nothing. Trust the wait and embrace the uncertainty. When nothing is certain, anything is possible. Feel the power that comes from focusing on how you want to feel and let the universe fill in the details.
I'm just going to let all that seep in.
Relax.
I'm just going to let it all seep in. The knowledge of it all. Yeah.
It just is, don't try to control everything.
You know the way I'll flip that for myself. Be still and know that I'm God. It said, let the universe and all that, and I love it. Be still and know that I am God. Like, you don't control anything. I got this. You did all you can do. I love it.
Well, there you have it. Another way of saying it.
I love it. I
don't have nothing to add to that.
No, You ready over there?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. Well, without further ado, because we don't want to keep you guys waiting. We got things to do. You got things to do. And so we want to get this information to you. Not so much as quick, but concise. We want to be good stewards of our time and yours as well. So we're going to jump into the meat and potatoes of this podcast. I'm got my mouth open. You ready for what I'm about to drop?
Dun.
Stop entertaining imposters. You know what you asked God for, and that ain't it. And I'll elaborate on that. From talking to other women to seeing relationships develop, not just the intimacy, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, dating, but friendships, partnerships, you start kind of questioning, like, are you just grabbing that up because you don't want to wait for what you asked God for? You asked specifically for certain things. Do you have some reference notes, a blueprint? Because you just gonna snatch that up. You asked for a tomahawk steak. That's a hot dog. That's not even in the steak department. It's meat. I understand, but that's not what you asked for. I see a lot of immediate gratification, a lot of right now mentality. I can't wait. I need it right now. And when you, from experience, I've done it. When you put something in the place or position, instead of leaving it open, or what you ask God for, and I say God because me being spiritual, if it's the universe for you, whatever it is, if it's the secret and you wrote it down and your positive affirmations, you're bringing it into your life, all of it being the same to me. When I ask God for something, I have to leave the space or make room for him to give it to me. I can't ask for, I'm just saying with cars, let's say I ask for, a good running car, 2 doors. I mean, I have it described to a T, and I go and grab a van that has 400,000 miles on it. It's all beat up. When I started, it's shaking, but it's like it's a piece of a car. I knew God was gonna work something out. Wait a minute. Let's go back and look at some things so that we can tell the difference between the imposter. There are things that are constantly coming in our lives, and for me, I call it an imposter. People, places, things that it's an imposter. It comes under the false pretense that it's what we ask God for, but we have to be able to identify it when it comes. That's not what I asked for. I know what I asked God for, and this is not it. And you got to be bold and really stand on that and implement the no. Like, I'm not going to be accepting of this person for the friendship, for the relationship. I'm not going to be accepting of this particular business opportunity. I'm not just going to take this house because I asked him for one of the first one that came along that I looked at with the realtor, even though it doesn't line up with my budget, or, I wanted a garage, but it doesn't have a garage. And I'm not saying, because I know some people say, well, you got to be able to bend. Yeah, I get you, because sometimes God will bring you things, most of the time, from my experience, that you got to do do some work on. But you know, when it's stuff you ask for, a house that was a $5,000 a month, I'm just shooting for mortgage, and you come up on one beautiful everything, this is $9,000 a month, and you like, well, if I borrow and take a loan, swipe a card, that's not within your budget. You ask God for friends in your life that are supportive and loving, and spiritually you guys uplift each other, and you got somebody that's sucking the life out of you, but at least it's better than being alone. No, that's not what you ask God for. That don't hit none of the things on the list, or if you crossing them off as you go down. This person always got their hand out, always hitting you up, dumping on you. You feel drained after any interaction, but it beats going to happy hour by myself. It beats, being at home by myself. At least I have somebody to talk to. At least I'm not showing up alone, to the movies. And now a quick moment from our sponsor, Journey of a Legend.
You. Yeah, you. What's your passion? Purpose. Every day you try, you succeed. The time is now. Journey of a Legend. It starts with you.
If you want to learn more or purchase merchandise, go to www.journeyofalegend.com. That's friendships, that's relationships, all of it. Please, 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 you save yourself money in therapy, stress, and you can't afford the therapist, frustration, where you just exhausted, depleted, don't even have anything to give when the real thing comes. Because you've exhausted yourself on the imposter. Stop doing it. Remember what you asked God for and be able to recognize that ain't it.
Amen.
No, I'm telling you, this is something this is what as I say to you guys, sometimes I'm saying it to myself, because there's so much imposter stuff going on. I mean, it's happening all the time, and you have to be solid in that ain't it. That ain't it. Spiritually, everybody else is saying that's gotta be it. Oh my gosh, look how that came. You gotta know. For me, it's just discernment. It's like, that's not it. I know it looks good. It sounds good. It's almost too good to be true, but in my spirit, it's something's off. Only you'll know these things. You can sense the imposter. You'll be over there frustrated with yourself, like, why am I so not wanting to accept this? Because 9 times out of 10, something is off.
The key word that you said was discernment. That's super important, because everybody can come in looking like a shiny diamond, but if you don't have a spiritual God or intuition that you pay attention to, you're going to be in a world of trouble, and you're going to forever pick people who, why wouldn't I take this? This looks great, because there's nothing there that's guiding you to the instance of like, it's look good, but something just not clicking. I've been in situations where something looked really, really good to me, but I just couldn't shake a feeling about whatever it was, and whether it was a business opportunity or a person. It's like every box is checked except for this one, and this is big for me, and I'll not do it because that box is unchecked. So to even get to that point, number one, you have to know what you're looking for anyways. If you don't have any inclination of what you're trying to have, friendship, business, relationship, etc., then you just throwing darts at a dartboard blind. It's like, well, whatever sticks. You will forever be making the same mistakes over and over again, having people that's in your camp that don't need to be there. So just know what it is you're looking for, and that'll help tremendously. And then the second thing is following your first instinct, your gut, your intuition, or your spirit. Whatever word you choose there, follow it. It's usually not wrong. You go against it, most times you end up bumping your head, and it be something like, damn, I knew that shit. I knew that was bad. And then you can't shake it, but you already in it now. So just don't go against that, because more times than not, it's a reason why you getting a little tingly feeling. That ain't the way to go.
Well, for me, time being my most valuable asset, and hopefully one of yours, if not the most valuable asset, that's something we cannot get back, and we can own our time. The time you spend on imposters, be it a person, place, or thing, sometimes you can't get it back. You can't. The recovery time from that time you spent with them, you become so exhausted, so overwhelmed, so depleted. The scariest thing is now you're not ready for what you ask for. You can't even begin to walk in that, entertain it, afford it, any of those things because of the time you spent or the opportunity you took with the imposter.
And sometimes people are just impatient. What you ask for sometimes doesn't come immediately, especially depending on what it is. If you're asking for something, I ain't gonna even say astronomical, but let's just say for me personally, I said I want to be internationally known, whether it was music, being a mogul in some sort, even with Real Fit Radio. And I'm not just gonna be like, oh, I want to be internationally known, and then 2 days later, everybody in the world knows who the hell I am. That takes time. I just seen some on Instagram today in somebody's story where they said what people don't see, and it had a list of things. It said doubt, long hours, basically the process of whatever it is that person achieved as their personal goals and success. And it said what the world see, a overnight success. So for me, asking to be internationally known in whatever endeavor that I'm choosing to partake in, I understand that whatever pieces I need to be there to help me and assist me to get there, they're not just going to come overnight, and it's going to be a lot of patience, research. A lot of things is going to have to be in place for me to get it. And that goes with whatever you ask for. You want this outstanding person, and I don't want to keep alluding to a relationship, just anything. You want an outstanding partnership, relationship, whatever. It's going to take some time. And I feel like sometimes with people, you get so worn out with thinking that, oh, it's taking too long on your timetable because you scoreboard watching and it's like goals and you want that to happen for you. And because it's not happening as fast as you want it to, you be like, well, I guess that type of person that I was asking for, or that business partner, was too far-fetched. So I'll just take him, or I'll take her instead. It takes patience, it takes time, and you're going to sift through some bad apples. But with you knowing what you want and having that discernment, you can't help and avoid running into imposters. But what it can do, and you just said it, is avoid how much time you spend with them because of the red flags that you already know that's there. And you won't ignore them. Like you said, if you looking for a $5,000 a month mortgage and you sitting here and somebody offered you a $9,000 a month mortgage, you know right away that ain't for you. And you can't move the goalposts. Stay stern on what it is that you're looking for and don't waver from it. That's what happens. It's the time that kicks everybody ass. It's that impatience. It's taking too long for me to find and run into that person. I said I wanted somebody who supports me, but I ain't found that. Or she don't give any creative ideas, but they do cheerlead me. That's cool. You're moving the goalposts because you know you wanted more than that. And at some point, you'll go down the line and realize now, like, damn, I needed more than that, or I wanted more than that. And now the time is wasted. And now you have to break the news to the person, like, this ain't working out in terms of business or relationship. So know what you want and check that shit at the door when those people don't have it. I was like, okay, you cool, but you ain't what I'm looking for. Next. It's nothing wrong with that. Stop fucking settling.
Person, place, or thing, beware of imposters. Make sure you have a list. You're checking it twice. Blueprint, reference for whatever it is you ask for so you can identify that's not it. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, suggested topics, or you want to keep this conversation going, you can shoot us an email at realfitradio@gmail.com. Our podcast drops every Monday. You can catch a snippet of any of our latest on our Instagram at realfitradio. If you're not following us, you definitely should be. As always, we hope this inspired, impacted, or empowered someone. Until next time.